I'm going to teach you how to take a standing throw for the spin technique in the shot put, and we are going to start right now. What's up, everybody? I'm Dane Miller from Throws University, and if this is your first time to the channel and you are interested in all information regarding the glide, the spin technique, and the discus throw, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment down below with what your goals are, and ring that notification bell so that you're constantly informed on what education we'll be putting out every single time we release a new video. So oftentimes we get questions about how can we take a standing throw with the spin technique, with the rotational technique in the shot put. And we've got to remember the three key elements behind the standing throw first before we dive into it. One, we've got to remember that taking that standing throw is mainly based around a warm-up. We're loosening up our body, we're loosening up our joints, and we're trying to warm up and feel better so that as we progress through that training session, we can start to feel better positions and better technique. The second key aspect behind a standing throw is that we want to have technical feelings. So we want to feel where that shot is when our left leg is grounded if we're a right-handed thrower. We want to feel how that left arm is rotating. We want to feel how that right side is moving forward. We want to feel those positions that ultimately we need to hit when we're taking that full throw. And that third aspect is actually improving technique. So the number two is based around technical feeling and having that comprehension. But the third part is actually based around enhancing how you move on that finish and enhancing that position. A lot of times we forget that a standing throw is meant to mimic exactly what we want from that full throw. So we want to make sure that we're not jumping all over the place. We want to make sure that we're not lifting up our dominant leg, our right side, and we're not pulling out on the finish. We want to use a grounded standing throw or a non-reverse standing throw to make that big finish. But now we're going to go into the key aspects behind the rotational standing throw. So right off the bat in the rotational standing throw, we want to make sure that we have an established foot position. Our feet should be a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and our left big toe, if we're facing that right side of the sector or the right side of the circle, that left big toe should be in line with our right heel. This is where we want to ground when we get to the front of the circle in the spin, and we need to make sure that our foot positioning will mimic where we are in that full throw. That second aspect is that we want to establish tension in the shot with our neck. We want to have that feeling of where the shot needs to be on our hand, and we want to establish that. Ideally for a spin, we're going to put the shot just below the ear. Some guys will hold it back behind the ear. Leif Arrhenius, he's a world-class shot putter who's thrown 20-50, and he would still hold his shot under his chin just like a glider. It's up to you as the athlete and the coach to figure out where that position is, but establish that tension in the upper body and make sure you have that good feeling in the neck. That third element behind that rotational standing throw is understanding what the upper body should do. So make sure that as we wind, we're going to load up, we're going to get 70% of our weight over our right leg as we rotate back. And again, remember, we are in the rotational shot put, so the finish should be rotational. We want to utilize rotational energy when we're spinning, and we want to optimize that rotational energy with a rotational finish. So when we're taking that standing throw, we want to rotate back. We want to feel the shot get behind our right hip and ignite the beginning of the rotation with that left arm. The left arm is what's going to trigger the rotation in the rotational standing throw, because we are not going to have the movement, the rotational movement established from a full throw prior to taking that stand. That last element is based around the finish. We want to make sure that that left arm now is opening up wide, and we want to rotate that right shoulder forward while we hold the ground, while we stay grounded on that finish. And you can see in standing throws of Darrell Hill, of Ryan Krauser, of Joe Kovacs, of some of the best in the world, when they take standing throws, they focus on staying grounded through that full standing throw position. And that's where, with beginners, we've got to focus on staying grounded and rotating forward. Keep it simple. I recommend with beginners, taking 5 to 10 standing throws is a nice warm-up so that we can start to feel those positions that we want to hit. As throwers start to progress, We can decrease the amount of standing throws that they take in the beginning of practice and have them do a little bit more of a warm-up outside the circle. They can take 3 to 5 standing throws, and then after practice, they can utilize the standing throw as a special strength movement. But make sure that you're hitting all of those key aspects as you work towards developing that elite level technique. Head over to throwsuniversity.com, pick up a technical analysis if you want a little bit extra help around that standing throw, around your technique. We can help you improve those PRs and make that shot go a little bit further. Peace.